This is a short video that's going to show you how you can export the outputs from a structural equation model or a confirmatory factor analysis that you fitted using the Lavaan package. To do this, it's really straightforward. We only need a couple of packages. I'm going to use Read Excel to read my Excel spreadsheet in, and then we need Lavaan to actually fit our model, and then the semTools is a great package. There's all different types of things around structural equation modeling, and it's actually this package that's going to allow us to export some things. So we just need to, if you haven't installed them already, install those packages, and then we need to pull them out of our library. So the first thing we do is we just need to run in our data. This is based on another example on my YouTube channel, which is the confirmatory factor analysis of the attitudes towards goat cheese questionnaire. You can find that video on my channel quite easily. Just going to fit that, and then we have our model that we fit. So we've got three factors: factor 1, factor 2, factor 3, and they're made up of 3 items each. So I'm just going to fit this model. Again, how to do all this is included in another video. This is just to illustrate exporting. Then we're going to fit the model in a standard way, nothing fancy what we're doing here, and then we can ask for our summary, and this would give us our summary of our outputs. We've got our model fit indices, our regression coefficients, and so on. Now, obviously, as I'm sure people have experienced before, it's not very straightforward to copy and paste straight out of the console here. Instead, what we can use this clipboard command. So this clipboard command is really useful. The clipboard command allows us to basically copy things straight out of our object that we've made using Lavaan. It's worth noting that it should allow you to export the full summary, but I can't get it to work, and looking online, nobody else seems to be able to get it to work as well. So we do have to do this piecemeal, so we have to choose what we want to export. Let's just look at some quick examples. So I use my clipboard command, and then from fit, which is what I called the fitted model here, I want to export coefficients. So I ask for fit coef in quotation marks. So if I do that, it doesn't actually really do that much, but now, because I've got my clipboard, I could go to Excel and then paste it, and these are all the fit coefficients. It may look a little bit confusing, but it's actually not too bad to get your head around this. So these are for factor 1, which is made up of attitudes towards goat cheese 1, 2, and 3. And remember, in confirmatory factor analysis, the loading here is fixed as 1. So we get our loadings for the first 3 items onto factor 1. And then we got our loadings of the next 3 items onto factor 2. And our loadings on the next 3 items onto factor 3. You'll note that these numbers correspond with the numbers here. So you can see the numbers match. There's just more decimal places in this output. You get zeros here because we're not loading them onto those factors. So we only load these 3 onto that factor. Here, doesn't really look like the output that much. However, all we need to know is these are simply the variances for each item. So the variances for item 1, item 2, item 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the diagonal here is the variances for each of our factors as well. So factor 1 variance, factor 2, and factor 3. So we can get that for output. Now, of course, we may want our standard errors instead, and we just select clipboard fit SE for our standard errors, and we paste that, and these are all the standard errors now. So just as before, same explanation as before, but now we have our standard errors. As you can see, the standard error for the first one is 0, because remember it's fixed as 1, so it doesn't have a standard error. Of course, we may want our standardized regression coefficients instead. So we ask for STD there, unfortunately named STD there. And then we can click paste, and there we go, we get our standardized regression coefficients now. Now, of course, when standardized, we do get our factor loadings here, but everything, the same things. Keep applying. What else could we ask for? We could ask for our model fit. This is quite convenient. So these are all the model fit indices. So you can run that and then paste that in. And these are all the different model fit things that come out of it. So you can see if you want your CFI, there's our CFI there. Our standardized root mean residual is there, and so on. So you can see all these fit indices. You'll note as well, it gives us all ones that it doesn't give us in the raw output. For example, here's a known fit index, an incremental fit index, etc., etc. So it gives us actually a lot more than what the standard output does. That doesn't mean you should report these, because some of the things, don't really have that much value. But we can get all the different fit indices. We can just conveniently paste it into Excel. If you want some sample information, we can run sample, or you could actually write samp in there and it'll work as well. Some sample information. MI fit, so the modification indices, run that. And there's all the modification indices there. And we can even get some R-squared statistics as well, if we like. Again, so we just run that and let's paste in. There's the R-squared statistics as well. So we can report all of them and get them relatively straightforward. And that's pretty much it. So although it's not ideal, it's a lot easier than copying, typing over. You can get these statistics across. The most likely ones you're going to be using are your coefficient, your standard error, or the standardized coefficients as well, and maybe fit indices as well, and then you can conveniently get them out and over into Excel, so you can do some further presentational work on it, so you can have some nice and neat tables that you're confident you've actually got the correct results in there as well.